But he's on the wrong side of the issue of at least 4 things. Number 1 is this: I believe in the sanctity of life. I believe that life begins in conception, and I believe that God actually thought of us long before we were even conceived. And you know what? He is openly pro-choice. That right there ought to beat him in Alabama. That one issue ought to beat him. And he probably will. He is very weak on the problem that we have related to illegal immigrants that are entering this state. Very weak. I want us to be strong. I appreciate it. I understand businesses that have to have migrant workers and farmers and people like this, but you know what? These people are not supposed to be here. It cost you and me $300 million last year for services that we had to provide. They're illegal. They're not supposed to be here. I love them as people, but let me tell you, I believe in enforcement of the law. He is weak on that issue, and I actually admire the state of Arizona for having enough courage to stand up and do what it's like. And I don't know that we need a law exactly like Arizona, but I'll tell you this. Whatever law we need in Alabama to stem the tide of illegal aliens coming into this state, I'm going to do it as your governor, and I'm going to stand up for that. The third issue that he and I differ on is I am very much against the federal takeover of health care in this country. He said if he had a vote, he said, I wish I had a vote. That's what he said. I wish I had a vote to vote with President Obama on the health care and vote for the public option. This is what he said. We need to repeal that bill and start all over. Now listen, we do need accessible and affordable health care in this state. And you know what? States are great laboratories for change, and that's what we should do. We should come up with ideas, and we should make pre-existing conditions not a reason to get health insurance. We should do things like this, and we can do it on the state level. We need more primary care doctors in this state. And we need to work to try to help improve the quality of health in the state of Alabama. But we can do it on a state level. In fact, if you look on my webpage, you can see what I proposed. I proposed affordable, accessible health care. There are many other issues that he and I disagree on. But one issue that stands out, I think, very starkly. The other day we were in Opelika and he was asked this question. He said, they said, Mr. Sparks, will you use the 10th Amendment of our Constitution to exert state sovereignty? And he came to the microphone and he said, absolutely not. Now, I believe in the Constitution of this nation, and I believe in the 10th Amendment, and I am tired of the federal government. Tired of the federal government coming on every issue and telling us as states what we are going to do or not do, and I'm tired of it. And nobody can stand up to the federal government except a governor. There are not been 50 of us. There are not been 50 of us. I think Obama thought there were 57, if I think, at one point. But there are not been 50. But if we stand together, and I know not every governor is going to stand with me, but you know, there may be 3 or 4 or 5. And that's about all it takes. But I believe that we need to stand up to the federal government's intrusion into our lives. But I think one other issue, and I don't count that in my top 4, but this is very important. It's just the idea of how we take care of each other and take care of our neighbors. And I believe that we as individuals and as churches should take care of each other. I don't believe that the government is supposed to take care of us from cradle to grave.